All right, so today we're going to do a deep dive into something really fun. Cocktail bartender interview prep.
Ooh.
So if you're out there, you have your sights set on
Yeah,
landing that dream job behind the bar,
it's a good one.
we're here to help you shake up those nerves and mix up some winning answers.
Love it.
We're diving deep into RoleCatcher's career guide and sample interview questions to give you a real edge.
It's like having a secret recipe
Ooh.
for interview success.
Okay, I like that.
We'll break down those tricky questions, explore what hiring managers are really looking for,
Right.
and sprinkle in some insights from RoleCatcher's AI
Okay.
to help you tailor your responses for specific roles.
Okay, first round's on me.
All right.
Let's start with a question that seems simple,
Okay.
but can really set the tone for the whole interview.
All right.
How did you get interested in becoming a cocktail bartender?
Ooh, that's a good one.
I bet you've got a story behind that, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
This is your chance to share your passion and show them you're not just looking for any job. Right.
You're looking for this job.
Yeah.
Think about what sparked that initial interest. Was it a specific cocktail, a mentor who inspired you, or maybe a love for the artistry and creativity of mixology?
So a good answer might be,
Yeah.
I fell in love with the craft after trying a perfectly balanced Negroni. The way the flavors intertwine was like a revelation, and I knew I wanted to learn how to create those kinds of experiences for others.
That's a great example. It shows genuine enthusiasm and connects your personal experience to the craft. And remember, details matter.
Oh.
Sharing a specific anecdote, like the time you impressed your friends with a homemade cocktail,
Yeah.
can really bring your story to life.
Oh, okay. I'm already feeling more confident.
Good.
Let's shake things up with a question that's all about your skills.
All right.
What are some of your favorite cocktails to make?
Ooh.
Now, I know you're probably a whiz behind the bar,
Probably.
but how do you showcase your knowledge without sounding like you're just reciting a list? This is where you can really shine. Think about a few cocktails that represent your style and expertise. Mention a classic or two to show you've mastered the fundamentals, maybe a perfectly executed old-fashioned, or a martini that's as dry as a witty remark.
I love that analogy.
Yeah.
So it's not just about knowing the ingredients.
Right.
It's about understanding the history, the technique,
Uh-huh.
the subtle nuances that make those cocktails timeless.
Exactly. And then balance those classics with a few signature cocktails that reflect your creativity and personality. Maybe you've invented a twist on a margarita using local ingredients, or you have a knack for crafting unique flavor combinations.
So I could say something like,
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the classics, like a Negroni that's perfectly balanced and bitter, but I also love experimenting with seasonal ingredients. I recently created a raspberry and basil gin fizz that's been a hit with customers.
Perfect.
Yeah.
You've demonstrated both your technical skills and your creative flair. And notice how you snuck in that bit about the customer feedback. That's a subtle way of showing you're not just making drinks for yourself. You know, you're focused on creating a great experience for others.
Nice. It's like a secret ingredient for
Mhm.
interview success.
For sure.
Now, let's stir things up a bit with a question that tests your problem-solving skills.
Okay.
How do you handle a customer who's unhappy with their drink?
Ooh.
Let's be honest.
It happens.
This is bound to happen at some point, right?
It's inevitable, but it's how you handle these situations that really matters.
Yeah.
The key here is to show you're a customer service pro who can stay calm under pressure and turn a negative experience into a positive one.
So no matter how outrageous the complaint,
Yeah.
I should channel my inner Zen master.
Pretty much. First and foremost, show empathy.
Okay.
Acknowledge the customer's feelings and let them know you're there to help. Avoid getting defensive or blaming the customer.
So instead of saying that's how it's supposed to taste,
Right.
I could say, I understand you're not happy with your drink. Can you tell me a little more about what you didn't like so I can make it right?
Exactly. That opens up a dialogue and shows you're genuinely invested in finding a solution. And remember, RoleCatcher provides some excellent sample answers for this type of question. You can use them as inspiration to craft your own responses that feel authentic to you.
This is where RoleCatcher's AI really comes in handy, right?
Absolutely.
I've heard it can analyze job descriptions and help tailor my answers to specific roles.
It's a game changer. Let's say you're applying for a high-end cocktail bar that emphasizes bespoke creations and personalized service. RoleCatcher's AI can pick up on those keywords in the job description and guide you to highlight those specific skills in your answers.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like having a personal career coach helping me put my best foot forward.
Totally.
Okay, let's get back to those questions.
Right.
Here's one that's all about staying ahead of the curve.
Okay.
How do you stay up to date on new cocktail trends and techniques?
I like this one.
I mean, the cocktail world is constantly evolving, right?
It's like fashion, always changing. To answer this question, think about the resources you rely on to stay informed and inspired. Do you follow industry blogs, attend workshops, or experiment with new ingredients at home?
So I could mention specific publications like different guide websites like liquor.com or even podcasts like this one.
Perfect.
That shows I'm actively seeking out knowledge and staying engaged with the industry.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to mention social media platforms like Instagram. Many bartenders showcase their creations and share techniques on social media. It's a great way to discover new trends and connect with other professionals.
Okay, I'm feeling inspired to start experimenting with some new cocktail recipes.
Me too.
But first, let's tackle another challenging question.
Okay.
How do you handle a busy Friday night rush when the bar is packed and orders are flying in?
Ooh.
This one really puts my multitasking skills to the test.
This is where you demonstrate that you can stay calm, cool, and collected under pressure. Think about the strategies you use to manage your time and prioritize tasks efficiently.
So I could talk about my system for keeping track of orders, my ability to anticipate needs, and my knack for quickly and accurately preparing drinks, even under pressure.
Exactly. You might also mention your communication skills and how you collaborate with your team to ensure a smooth and efficient workflow.
So it's not just about working fast.
Right.
It's about working smart
Yes.
and working together.
Precisely. And this is another area where RoleCatcher's AI can be incredibly helpful. It can analyze your responses and provide feedback on how you're portraying these crucial skills, ensuring you're hitting all the right notes for that specific job role.
It's like having an AI mixologist
Yeah,
crafting the perfect answers for me.
I like that.
Okay, so we've gone through a lot of
Okay.
common interview questions, but there's
Here's more.
a lot more
A lot more.
to cover.
Mm.
So stay tuned.
Okay.
And we'll be back with part 2 of this deep dive.
Sounds good. It really is. Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about something that's crucial for any bartender, especially in a fast-paced environment.
Okay.
Maintaining a clean and organized bar.
Right.
How would you answer this question?
Yep.
How do you ensure that the bar is always clean and presentable?
This one seems straightforward, but I bet there's more to it than just wiping down surfaces every now and then.
Absolutely. Cleanliness is non-negotiable, but it's also about attention to detail and creating a welcoming atmosphere. Think about those subtle cues that show you take pride in your workspace. Are your bottles neatly arranged?
Right.
Is your glassware sparkling? Is the bar top free of clutter?
So it's about creating a visual experience that complements the craft of cocktail making. I can talk about how I prioritize cleanliness and organization throughout my shift, not just as an afterthought.
Exactly. You might mention specific techniques like using the two-rag system for wiping down the bar, or how you organize bottles by type and frequency of use. Those details demonstrate a commitment to efficiency and a keen eye for presentation.
Okay, next question. This one's a bit more delicate. How do you handle a situation where a customer has had too much to drink? It's a tough scenario, but it's important to show you can handle it responsibly.
This is where your knowledge of responsible alcohol service really shines. You want to convey that you prioritize the safety and well-being of your customers and that you understand the legal implications of serving alcohol.
So I should definitely mention any relevant training or certifications I have, like Tip PS or Serve Safe Alcohol.
Absolutely. That demonstrates your commitment to responsible service. Then outline your approach to handling the situation. Would you politely refuse service, offer a non-alcoholic alternative, or discreetly alert a manager?
I could say something like, I would first try to de-escalate the situation by politely explaining that I'm unable to serve them any more alcohol. I'd offer water or a non-alcoholic beverage and try to engage them in conversation.
Excellent. It shows you're taking control of the situation while still being respectful and empathetic. Remember, RoleCatcher's AI can provide additional guidance on wording these sensitive responses in a way that aligns with industry best practices.
Speaking of RoleCatcher, I'm curious how their AI would handle a question like this.
Okay.
What are your salary expectations? This is always a tricky one.
It can be, but it's an important question. RoleCatcher's AI can analyze salary data for similar bartender positions in your area to give you a realistic range. This helps you avoid underselling yourself or asking for something unrealistic.
So it takes the guesswork out of the equation and gives me a data-driven starting point for negotiation. That's really helpful.
Exactly. It also considers factors like the type of establishment location and your level of experience to provide a tailored salary range. Now let's get back to those interview questions. This one is all about your personality and how you handle pressure.
Right.
How do you maintain a positive attitude and provide excellent customer service during a difficult shift?
We've all had those nights where everything seems to go wrong. How do you show that you can stay upbeat and focused even when the going gets tough?
This is where you showcase your resilience and ability to thrive in a fast-paced environment. Think about the strategies you use to stay calm and positive. Do you take short breaks to regroup, practice mindfulness techniques, or focus on the rewarding aspects of the job?
I could mention how I rely on teamwork and communication to get through challenging shifts. Having a supportive team can make all the difference.
Excellent point. Highlighting your ability to collaborate effectively and maintain a positive team spirit is key. You might even share a specific example of how you overcame a challenging situation as a team.
Okay, here's one that might throw some people off.
Okay.
If you could create a signature cocktail to represent yourself, what would it be and why? This one seems more like a personality test than a bartending question.
It is, and that's exactly what it's designed to do.
Right.
Reveal your creativity, your thought process, and a bit about your personality. Don't overthink it.
Yeah.
Have fun with it.
I guess I could talk about my love for spicy flavors and create a cocktail with chili-infused tequila and a smoky mezcal finish. I could call it the firecracker, symbolizing my energy and passion for the craft.
I love it. It's unique, it's memorable, and it tells a story, and that's what bartending is all about.
Yeah.
Creating experiences that engage the senses and leave a lasting impression.
Okay, I'm feeling inspired. Now let's talk about another aspect of bartending that's crucial for success.
Right.
How do you ensure that your bar is always stocked with fresh ingredients and supplies?
This question is all about showcasing your organizational skills and your proactive mindset. It's not just about checking inventory. It's about anticipating needs, managing stock levels, and building strong relationships with suppliers.
So I could talk about how I forecast demand based on historical data, upcoming events, or even the weather. For example, if there's a heat wave coming, I'd make sure we have plenty of fresh fruit and ice for those refreshing cocktails.
Exactly. And don't forget to mention your knowledge of proper storage techniques to ensure those ingredients stay fresh. Highlight your attention to detail and your commitment to delivering high-quality cocktails with every pour.
This is making me think about the importance of staying organized behind the bar, especially during those busy shifts.
Yeah.
What about this question?
Yeah.
How do you manage your time and prioritize tasks during a busy Friday night rush? It's like a juggling act, right?
It certainly can be. But with the right strategies, you can stay ahead of the game. Talk about your techniques for prioritizing tasks, like prepping garnishes in advance, organizing your workspace for efficiency, and anticipating those high-demand cocktails.
I could also mention how I break down complex orders into smaller steps to maintain a steady flow and avoid getting overwhelmed. It's all about staying focused and working methodically even when things get chaotic.
Exactly. And remember, teamwork is key.
Yeah.
Highlight your ability to delegate tasks, effectively communicate clearly with colleagues, and maintain a positive and supportive atmosphere even when the pressure is on.
This is where having a strong team dynamic can really make or break a shift. It's like a well-choreographed dance. Everyone moving in sync to create a seamless experience for the customers.
That's a great analogy. Now, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, let's revisit RoleCatcher's AI one more time. Remember, it's not just about knowing the right answers. It's about presenting yourself in a confident and authentic way.
And that's where RoleCatcher can really help, right? It's like having a personal coach, fine-tuning my delivery and making sure I shine.
Exactly. It can analyze your responses, provide feedback on your pacing and tone, and even suggest ways to incorporate those all-important keywords that hiring managers are looking for.
It's like having a secret weapon in my back pocket, helping me craft the perfect cocktail of skills, experience, and personality. All right, so we're back for our final round of Cocktail Bartender Interview Prep.
Exciting.
So we've covered a lot of ground
We have.
in crafting those answers to showcasing your skills and experience.
Right.
Now let's add those finishing touches that really make you stand out.
I like it.
Think of it as adding that perfect garnish to your cocktail.
Ooh, nice.
It's all about presentation and those subtle details that elevate the whole experience.
I agree.
So what are some of those key ingredients for a stellar presentation?
First and foremost, research the establishment where you're interviewing. Browse their website, check out their social media, maybe even read some online reviews. Get a feel for their vibe, their clientele, their cocktail menu.
So it's not just about knowing how to make a great drink. It's about understanding how your skills and style align with their overall concept. I could even mention a specific cocktail from their menu that caught my eye, or an event they hosted that seemed interesting.
Exactly. It shows you've done your homework and you're genuinely interested in being part of their team. And speaking of being part of a team,
Okay.
let's talk about a question that often comes up.
Okay.
How would you describe your teamwork style?
This one's all about showing how you collaborate effectively and contribute to a positive work environment. I could talk about my communication skills, my ability to listen and support my colleagues, and my willingness to pitch in wherever needed.
Excellent. You might even share a specific example of a time you worked as part of a team to overcome a challenge or achieve a goal. Remember, teamwork is crucial in a fast-paced bar environment.
Yeah.
So highlighting those skills is key.
Okay, let's tackle a question that can be a bit nerve-wracking.
Okay.
What are your strengths and weaknesses? It's always a bit awkward
Yeah.
to talk about yourself, isn't it?
It can be, but it's an opportunity to showcase your self-awareness and your commitment to growth. When discussing your strengths, focus on skills and qualities that are relevant to the role. Maybe you're a master of multitasking, you have a knack for remembering names and orders,
Yeah.
or you're a natural at building rapport with customers.
Okay, and what about those weaknesses? I don't want to sabotage myself by highlighting something negative.
The key is to choose a weakness that you're actively working on improving. Maybe you're a bit of a perfectionist and sometimes get bogged down in details. Or perhaps you're a little shy at first, but are actively working on your communication skills.
So I could say something like, I tend to be a bit of a perfectionist, which can sometimes slow me down,
Yeah.
but I'm learning to prioritize tasks and delegate effectively.
Perfect. It shows you're honest, self-aware, and committed to continuous improvement. And remember, RoleCatcher's AI can provide personalized feedback on how you're framing these responses. It can even suggest alternative word choices to make your answers even stronger.
It's like having a virtual interview coach by my side whispering words of wisdom.
Totally.
Okay, let's move on to a question that's all about your career aspirations.
Okay.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Now, I'm not sure if I'll even be using the same cocktail shaker in 5 years, but I guess it's important to show some ambition, right?
Absolutely. It's not necessarily about having a concrete plan, but rather demonstrating your drive and your desire to grow within the industry. Maybe you're interested in eventually managing a bar, developing your own signature cocktails, or even opening your own establishment someday.
So I could say something like, I'm passionate about the craft of cocktail making and eager to learn and grow within this industry. In 5 years, I see myself as a skilled and knowledgeable bartender with a deep understanding of spirits and a reputation for creating exceptional customer experiences.
Excellent. It's ambitious, but also realistic and grounded in your passion for the craft. And notice how you subtly tied it back to the customer experience.
Right.
That's always a winning strategy.
Okay, last question.
Right.
This one's a bit of a curveball. If you could have a drink with any historical figure, who would it be and why? Now, this doesn't seem very relevant to bartending, but I guess it's another way to showcase my personality, right?
It absolutely is. This is a chance to show your creativity, your interests, and even your sense of humor. Don't overthink it. Choose someone you genuinely find fascinating and have a compelling reason for wanting to share a drink with them.
I think I'd choose Ernest Hemingway. He was a legendary writer and a notorious cocktail enthusiast. I'd love to hear his stories about Paris in the 1920s and pick his brain about his writing process. Plus, I bet he had some killer cocktail recipes up his sleeve.
That's a great choice. It's engaging, it reveals your interests, and it even ties back to your passion for cocktails.
Yeah.
And who knows, maybe you'll even get some inspiration for a new signature drink.
Okay, I think I'm ready to face those interview questions
Yes.
with confidence and a dash of creativity.
Good.
Before we wrap up, I want to emphasize how helpful RoleCatcher's resources have been in guiding me through this process. Their career guide and sample interview questions are a goldmine of information.
And don't forget about their AI-powered tool.
Right.
They can help you tailor your responses, fine-tune your delivery, and ensure you're putting your best foot forward.
It's like having a whole team of Mixology mentors cheering you on.
Yeah.
To all you aspiring cocktail bartenders out there, remember, preparation is key. Practice your answers, showcase your passion, and don't be afraid to let your personality shine through.
Cheers to that. And cheers to you finding that dream job behind the bar.